Brent, it is really good to see you. We have an important message for everyone. Stop using the S&P 500 as a benchmark. When we hear headlines about the markets, it's often about how the S&P 500 is performing. And the S&P, of course, has been on a rally lately, which is why some of us then look at our portfolio and wonder why it's not up the same amount. Let's take a look at what that looks like. This is a chart from FinViz, which shows the S&P year to date. But Brent, I want to know, why don't I invest in what's doing well right now?
Because that's essentially timing the market.
Hmm.
Okay. And a well diversified portfolio is not going to time the market. You're not chasing returns. You're not chasing what companies are doing well today. You're trying to follow a plan that sticks to a specific guidelines on how to be invested that coincide with your risk tolerance. Because we don't care about what's doing well today. We care about long term results. And that's how we kind of lean on our plans.
Hmm. And we all know diversification is important to long term success, but market history has proven that a well diversified portfolio will almost certainly underperform broad markets and most asset classes in the short term. So when we look at the board there and we see those tech stocks up huge gains, what should we be keeping in mind?
So the key word there is short term. So
Mm.
yes, if you were to look at the best stocks that are leading the market, the six, seven, eight technology stocks this year, we're not going to keep up with those. But that's okay because over the long term, it's going to be more stable. There's going to be less big swings because those companies that are driving the market to the moon right now, it's also going to pull back. And so people say, Brent, where's my 20%? But guess what? When the market pulls back 20%, they're definitely happy that they didn't take that ride down as well.
Yeah, and you just made a really important point. So I kind of want to home in on this. When we see the markets going up, even though we all want to see those huge gains, those big swings might not be in line with our risk tolerance.
Yeah. So essentially, those big swings, as much as they feel good, like I said, there's going to be those big downturns. And so a lot of our typical clients are going to be in their 60s, maybe their early 70s. They don't have the risk tolerance for those big swings. And so
Hmm.
we use a lot of low volatility portfolios because that's more in line with what their long term goals are. And
Hmm.
so it's important to kind of meter your response to these things because if you're trying to, you can't chase returns, but also have a low volatility portfolio. It's important to work with your financial advisor to come up with a solid plan.
Hmm. And now I want to talk a little bit about behavioral finance. I know you love talking about this, but Brent, I'm a smart guy. Why do I make irrational financial decisions?
So people make irrational financial decisions because they don't have a plan. All right. And then they're feeding off of their emotions. When the
Hmm.
market's screaming, they think, oh, I've got to get in because it's doing so well. I'm going to miss the boat. But if you have a plan, you don't need to worry about these things. You have a professional who is in the background making decisions and helping you stay the course. You get wealthy by investing small amounts over a long time in a well diversified portfolio. And so you can
Hmm.
skip the euphoria, you can skip the depression, all the steps that we just saw in that model. It doesn't have to be that way. Now, you may still feel some of those things, but if you know you've got a professional in your corner helping you out, I can take the phone call and say, hey, things are okay. This is cyclical. This is how the market operates. And so, once again, I just recommend work with a professional and kind of take those decisions off your table.
Right. You're working through decades of data. We are working through our emotions and how we feel that morning, which, as we know, can be quite the roller coaster ride. Brian, if somebody
Absolutely.
wants to create that financial plan with you, what's the best way to reach you?
Yep. Then call the office 614-430-8383 or go to young-wm.com and we'll get you guys in.
All right. Brent, thank you.
Thanks.